So, Season 2 of A Couple of Cuckoos has recently just wrapped up, and the ending point was very interesting with Nagi and Erika seemingly out in the open, having basically confessed to one another, knowing well that they both have feelings for each other. Question is though, are Erika's feelings true, or are they fake? Because during the anime, and more so the manga, Erika doesn't treat Nagi of any high regard nor as a love interest, for the most part. Today's video has been suggested by YouTube user D1KenC, asking, during Foul 152, when Sosuke asks Etica if she liked anybody, she replied, "It's not Nagi." Now, isn't that strange, let alone confusing? So let's break down what Etica meant by that and the overall impact that quote has to the overall series. Thank you for the compliment and question, my friend, and I hope this video can answer that. So let's get into this video, but before we do, if you are new here, just consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us on out into that YouTube algorithm. This video will contain heavy spoilers for the A Couple of Cuckoos manga, so if you would rather read for your first reactions, I would not recommend watching this video. With that warning out of the way, let's get snooping. And no, I am not a stalker.
I'm not a stalker.
The range that the foul in question, Foul 152, takes place within is the peak of the goal of locating Erika's long-lost older brother, Sosuke Amano, likewise Nagi's biological older brother. Believing there is a threat to have Erika remain at the Ami-Umi house, knowing well that Sosuke has been there recently, Nagi advises Erika to stay at the Umino household until it's safe. Unfortunately for Nagi, the anime adaptation did showcase Sosuke knowing fully well where the Umino household is. The threat being that Sosuke mentioned to Sachi in secret that he plans on destroying the Amano family. At one point during Foul 148, Erika finds a private Instagram account under the name of S, who follows her. Thing is though, that account has the profile picture set to the only known photograph of Sosuke, only known to family and close friends, to where Erika sends that account a direct message asking if they happen to be her brother. The account replies, "I'm waiting outside," and as Erika jolts down the stairs outside, she lays her eyes on Sosuke for the first time in 10 years, ever since preschool in fact. Afterwards, the two reunited siblings spent the remainder of the day with each other, taking Erika shopping for clothes, dinner, and plainly being with each other, catching up after all these years apart. During this Foul 152, Sosuke asks Erika right in front of a matchmaking shrine if there's anybody she likes right now, to where Erika replies, "I'm not really sure." Sosuke jumps the gun. It's Nagi, isn't it? Divulging that he knows everything about how he knows Nagi, about the incident at the hospital, and the whole engagement. Even with that being known, Erika goes on ahead and replies, "But it's not Nagi," to where she then brashly changes the subject. Now the question remains as why? Why did she tell her long-lost brother that her fiancé isn't the one she truly has feelings for? Now we can stem this all the way back to the beginning, where it was clear that Nagi and Erika mutually didn't approve of their arranged engagement. However, it is notable that down the line, Nagi and Erika started to gain feelings for each other. Even though they seem faint, they're still present. Specifically, Season 1, Episode 12/Foul 27 to 28. This was the turning point for both of them. But there's not only that. Another massive revelation is contained in Season 2, Episode 11/Foul 108 to 109, where Erika places her first kiss upon Nagi's lips. Seems solid, right? Seeing the faint evidence of love sparking between the two, then jumping from Foul 109 all the way to 152. Erika claims she's not interested in Nagi in that way. Something seems off. The answer to this question has been moderately touched upon more recently in the latest chapters. Or scratch that, taken to the next stage is a better way to put it. To put it simply, Erika likes Nagi, yes. but she loves Sosuke, both as a non-biological brother and an objective love interest. And we could see this coming all the way back in Season 1, Episode 20/Foul47. Previously, Shorichiro had manipulated Nagi's head into thinking about Sachi as a potential marriage partner, and as Nagi and Erika discussed that coming from their dad, Nagi said theoretically if he married Sachi, then Erika could technically marry his brother, aka Sosuke. Was Erika's face funny? Well, yes.
Nope.
But while at it, the cogs in her head were turning in sudden realization. When it comes to the question of why she told Sosuke she doesn't have any feelings for Nagi, this is very important in understanding that. She now realizes there is an option open to where she could actually marry Sosuke. This scene may have only lasted for a few ominous seconds, but the impact it has is substantial. So with that in mind, let's run through the evidence that likewise portrays the times Erika has hinted at loving Sosuke. During Foul 140, Sachi suspects that Erika actually likes Sosuke, but she doesn't answer Sachi's accusation. But her face paints quite the story. During Foul 143, while discussing ways to locate Sosuke, Nagi suddenly asks why she wants to look for him anyway, to where she replies, "I want to because I love him." Isn't that enough? It is unclear if she is speaking from familial or pure love. However, it's still justified that those words have exited her mouth. In Foul 154 to 155, Sachi asks Erika over the phone if she has feelings for Sosuke, to where she replies, "Is that weird?" implying she does. And later in Foul 156, during conversation between Erika and Hiro, Hiro asks, "So then, you like both of them?" To where Erika relays a similar response she gave Sachi. That's weird, isn't it? Alleging that she does have feelings for both Nagi and Sosuke. Now, it may seem like this is a one-sided coin on Erika's side, but Sosuke also has some ties into this in a manipulative way, in a sense pulling the strings. It seems like Sosuke is using Shorichiro's artifice of hammering it into Nagi's mind that marrying Sachi is an option, because Sosuke, much like his father, is manipulating Sachi into marrying Nagi, whereas Shorichiro is manipulating Nagi into marrying Sachi. We can see this through Foul 136, where Sosuke narrates, "Sachi, you're also up against your destiny all alone. I'm rooting for you." So why is it that Sosuke is seemingly using the same tactics trying to get Nagi and Sachi together? Sosuke, plain and simple, wants Nagi out of the picture from this engagement. And on the other hand, Sosuke just wants Nagi to be happy, and it can be seen that he believes that Sachi is the way to that. Much like Etica, Sosuke also has feelings for Erika. This detail is often glossed over and is way more concealed than Erika's feelings towards him. However, the first moment this was displayed was during Foul 151, as Sosuke's partner in crime, Rihito Dojima, has Nagi invited over to discuss business and trying to pry Sosuke information out of him. Rihito likewise has a crush on Erika, but he understands she's out of his reach. Rihito tells Nagi, "You and I aren't the only ones with their eyes on Erika. Sosuke is the same, and that's why I decided to help him." And since then, Sosuke never pulled any moves on Erika. That is until a little more recently, where we hit up Foul 258, where Sosuke actually proposes to Erika. Sosuke has presently gotten the wheels moving on this case. He's done everything he can, and from here on out, Erika is going to have to answer that question for herself. Who does she see as her future husband? Nagi or Sosuke? So at the time of Foul 152, Erika had feelings for both Nagi and Sosuke, but she liked Sosuke more than Nagi. In the present time with the more recent releases, it is unclear how this has changed. I personally think that she likes Nagi more than Sosuke now, but pushing that aside, ergo why she told him that she has no feelings for Nagi. But as the series progresses, Erika develops a stronger bond with Nagi, making her heart flutter bit by bit. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy, and if you did, just consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, tell me what you thought. What are your thoughts on Erika's choices made so far? And who do you think Erika truly loves more? If you may be wondering why I'm not uploading at some points on this channel, you can find me posting on my gaming channel. Feel free to join me on the Nest YouTube channel for even more content. And if you would like to see a breakdown of Nagi and Sosuke's first encounter, click the video that you're currently seeing on your screen. Or maybe if you would rather see a full breakdown of the sports festival arc, which if that's the case, click the other video that you're currently seeing on your screen.